डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Good afternoon, student. I welcome you all at Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Open University, Chaitanya Studio. My name is Bijal Rawal, Assistant Professor of Management from School of Commerce and Management Department. Today we are going to discuss on principle of management and our topic is organizing. First, we just go through with our topic outline. Introduction, concept and meaning and definition, formal and informal organization, and principle of organizing. Introduction. All organizations are made up of people who perform various functions and hold various positions that are created by the organization. Without organizations, we cannot our work efficiently. For the purpose of attainment of organizational goal and our objectives, we all know Luther Gulick state 7 functions of management under the post DCOB. What it means? Which stands for P for planning, O for organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting and budgeting. That all are the functions of management. Without that, we cannot do our task easily. As a manager, we all know first planning, then organizing thing, assigning task for the particular person to do particular task, and for achieving proper and appropriate organizational goal. Staffing is more important. We had already discussed in our past lecture. Directing, coordinating, that all are important in management. Manager is getting things done through others. Manager have a major role to assigning a particular task to appropriate person to achieve organizational goal. He prepares plan, build an organization, recruitment activities for a proper person, arrange training to the employee who has need, and motivate them. Without motivations, that person cannot achieve personal goal as well as organizational goal. We had already discussed 7 functions of management: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting and budgeting. Concept and meaning. The term organization as an entity refers to any organizational with legal existence. For instance, a partnership firm, a company or any other organization. When it is used as a group of people, it may be defined either as an entity or any formal or informal group of people. An organization come into existence to satisfy their personal or a social need. Group of people. With the help of people, we have to achieve our personal goal as well as our organizational goal. We need that type of people who has expertise in the area. That may be a formal way or informal way. that group of people who has not attached with that organization, even though they have expertise in that area, that may be important for our task or our achievable goal, then we should that type of people who help in our organization. The organizational approach is often used in every field of management, just as organizing is applied to every other features of management. For the implementations of plan in initiatives, for example, organizing the planning team. Similarly, certain administrative positions and coordinations between the department, that is more important. Without organizing, we cannot achieve our goal easily. Definitions. According to Theo Hammond, organizing is the process of defining and grouping the activities of the enterprise and establishing the authority relationship among them. According to Lewis Allen, organizing is the process of identifying and grouping the work to be performed, defining and delegating responsibility and authority, and establishing relationship for the purpose of enabling people to work most effective together in accomplish objectives. According to G. Dessel, an organization consists of people who carry out differentiate tasks which are coordinated to contribute organizational goal. As per their expertise, they maybe help each other and contribute organizational goal. According to Mooney and Riley, organization is the form of the particular associations for the attainment of common purpose. Their purpose is the same. They work for organization. Formal and informal organizations. Establishment of defined goal and objectives. Informal organizations based on the belief and assumptions. Creations of policies and procedures in formal organizations gets affected by the perceptions and attitude because it is outside of our organization. Job analysis in formal organizations, more role of the value system and group, established communication channel because it is our internal organization, so we can communicate with that person and find out what exactly the reason behind that. In informal organization, existence of informal leaders, proper delegations of authority, they have authority, and informal organizations mixed bag of feelings, joy, fear, anger, etc. So we cannot help directly in informal organization. Goal. Intentionally defined source and target. The central aim of corporate goal is to accomplish organizational objective. We can achieve target our directly because it's formal organizations. In informal organizations arise simultaneously represents the fundamental aim of strengthening partnership between individuals and the community priority. They have more vision and lots of people to advise that group of people. So we cannot communicate directly in informal organization. Structure V design structure. It has a definite framework which is expressed in an organizational map constructed around the locations of the company, and informal organizations chart built around the people. Size tends to be a board in scale, usually it's wide, tends to be compact and manageable. Durability tendencies to be constant and predictable, and features of volatility. Orientations, it is more or less an impersonal and subjective system to which citizens have to conform. A dynamically scalable framework aim at addressing people's and psychological needs as per the psychological needs of the people. It may be change. Principle of organizing. Identification of objectives. It is more important to identify particular objectives. According to the principle of target considerations, only when the aims have been defined will an appropriate framework and already decided established to achieve them on proper manner. That is more important to identify a particular objective of the organization. Task and specializations divisions. As per the task and specializations that may be a differ in every organization. The whole activity in the business should be divided into the different division such that each person is limited to the performance of a certain job in accordance with his or her expertise. As per that person expertise, we will assign that particular task to the particular person. And ability as far as possible. Job concept will be a clear. Every positions within the business should be explicitly establishment in relative or another manner. Positions within the company is the same. Isolation between line and the personal role. Whenever practicable line, the duties should be separated from staff activities. The line's activities are those that help the organizations achieve its key objective. If that person has already lots of tasks to do in that particular organizations, as per their expertise, we should assign the particular task to achieve our particular objectives. Chain of command is important. The organizational structure will promote the delegations of authority, delegations from the highest level to the organizational level, step by step, phase, and provide clarity. To clarify with that person the organizational level step by step, so he or she can understand their duties, to whom he or she has to give answers. Jurisdiction and duty parity. Responsibility should always be matched with the appropriate authority. Every subordinate who is given a task must have the scientific authority to complete it. They come to know with whom he or she has to give answer, and that authority can give advice to that person easily. Command consistency. No one in the organization should report to more than one leader. The leader is decided. Everyone in the organization should know who he reports to and who reports to him. That clarity is more important in organization. Extraordinary matters. Subordinate should take charge of all normal activities. Where issue with spatial problem or policy action should be referred to the higher level. Supervision time. The supervision span refers to the amount of employees a manager or supervisor may advice to that particular person. If a manager get less replies from his subordinate, his resources would be lost. The communication between them is more important. Balancing the several variables. The formal structure of the organization should be properly regulated in terms of consideration that have opposing claim such as centralizations, decentralizations, control time. The point of communication is more important. The authority assigning to that particular task, the personnel at the various level. So balancing is more important in organization. Communications, as we know, without communications we cannot do our work easily. There is no denying that the chain of command has ready-made downward and upward touch lines, but there are still some coordination gap in the certain organizations that may be differ in goal or appropriate task. Flexibility is important. The organizational structure should be adapted to improvement in the nature of business as well as technical advance in timely and cost effective fashion. Flexibility is important. Continuity. Succession is a law of life. Several improvement take place outside of the business. Continuity is also important in our organizations. We had already discussed principles for organizing. We will meet you again with a new topic and we will continue our chapter. Till then, thank you.